Math used to be one of my least favorite topics, has now become one of my favorite. Because as a homeschool mom, I have learned that math is a very natural language for a small child. They get very quickly how the fact that I have one cookie and you have one cookie is the same. That I have two cookies and you have one, they notice very quickly that they have one less than me. So math comes very quickly for young children because it's a matter of fairness, of, of who has the most. So most homeschoolers are advanced in math and behind in reading and writing. And it just is across the board because the school systems kind of push it the opposite. But we understand as homeschoolers that our kids' language, math language, is different. It's a musical language. It's rhythm. It's things that toddlers pick up. So all my kids pick up math quickly. Then they go through kind of a phase where they get their subtraction and addition, and we work on borrowing, and there's some amazing math programs out there. This is the one place I do really find a good math program. I'll put in the links of our favorites. Manipulatives, games. That's what you want to do with math, at least for the first 5-8 years. And then I find if I just play games in math with them for years, I don't worry about their writing. They're still learning how to write. And so I just don't try to stress that. We go a lot of games, and by the age of about 9, so this accidentally happened, I'll tell you. My 16-year-old, I pushed it too soon on her and she hated math. So I couldn't even get her to do it for a couple of years. I was a little worried about that. Actually, she's 17 now. The child under her was great at math, but also I overpushed it and I used the wrong programs and she wouldn't touch it for several years. Then comes along my third child. I hear a window opening. And my third child comes along and he's great at math and he loves it. So he starts moving on it. Well, I found a program. Hope you can hear me. So I found a program where my middle child would get started, and my older two children saw what he was doing and said, well, can I do his math program? I said, sure. So he started it. Well, here's the funny thing. The 9-year-old came along. So I have a right now they're 17, 16, 13, and 10. So my fourth child comes along, who's much younger than the rest, and says, Mom, I think I can do the same program. So I said, let's see. So I gave all 4 of them the same math book, which was a culmination of, it was kind of a review for adult math, and it starts very simply and works through. And all 4 of them, I gave them. My 10-year-old is passing her 16 and 17-year-old sisters. Is it because their math is so easy? No, but I didn't push her. I didn't push the third and fourth children early on with math. And so when they found it, it was a game. When my older ones found it, now they're just trying to keep up with the ones younger and don't want them to pass them. So they're working harder so their younger siblings won't pass them up. But what I've seen is I've seen my 10-year-old pick up everything that I pushed my older 2 children to do in 6 months. So I pushed my older 2 children for 10 years to do a math page a day until they finally just burned out. And then I handed the same math book to my 10-year-old, and everything I pushed my kids through for 10 years of a hard time, she picked up in months. And so now my youngest child, I'm just letting him go. He loves math. He picks it up very quickly, but I don't make him do a page a day, or he just likes to keep up with everybody else. So he's picking it up even faster because I've let go. So when it comes to math, if they're hating it, you know what, it's okay to take a year off and then find a different curriculum that they like better. Some of my kids did really well with math UC or teaching textbooks. Actually, we did teaching textbooks for a long time, and it was so much busy work. My kids were just flustered. So that one didn't work as great for us, though it did allow me to have hands off, which was nice when I had babies. But now we don't do it anymore because it's just too much busy work. For us, you might like that. It depends on your personality. So math is natural and easy and early. So don't push your English and math together necessarily. Just let them go at their own pace in each subject. Some of your kids will be better at the languages, and some of your kids will be better at the maths. So let them work on those at their pace. My oldest child, her thing is language, and she can pick up other languages and reading and writing like nobody I've ever seen. So give them the freedom and the space to work harder on the things that come easier to them, and be okay knowing that sometimes when they get a little burned out on a subject, to take off a few weeks or months or sometimes even years, because all that stuff you're pushing at early ages, they'll pick up when they're older in an eighth of the time. So the result here, math, find their style, find the curriculum that fits them, but don't push it too early. Most education can really be held off until they're 8 to 10 years old, and they won't be any more behind by the time they're 11 or 12 or even 18 than if you had started earlier.